Hello, my name is Carole. This is my channel Sew Carole, and you're in my sewing room today where I'm going to be showing you the results of the second spin for the fabric wheel of fate, where it chose this fabric. Now, if you're new to my channel and you don't know what on earth this is, I will put a link to a playlist at the end, but I'll just quickly go back my rules for my game. So this is a challenge I'm setting myself to kind of use up some of my stash fabrics. Last year I did it when it was fabrics that I really just kept going by and ignoring. This year I've done it because I've got a lot of French terries and sweatshirts, fabrics that I want to use up, obviously before spring and the warmer weather hits. I'm being positive. So I thought I would put the fabrics on a wheel because this makes it more fun, doesn't it? Rather than deciding for ourselves and letting the wheel decide. Now, I made a South Bank sweater last time in this fabric here, and this time this was the fabric. It's blue, and when I talked about it last time, it does have a little bug on it. It's got two wings and a little bug. It's a brushback French terry. It's really nice actually. So I had to make something out of that. I am going to quickly just revamp the South Bank sweater dress I made from this fabric last time round. I actually wore the other day. I'm still not convinced on the dress. I said in a lot of my comments where we were chatting about it that I will wear it for Valentine's Day, but I have decided I will definitely chop it into a jumper. One of the reasons being is I didn't realise how thin the French terry was. It really is probably the thinnest bit of French terry I've ever had. So it really didn't keep me warm at all the other day, and I had to wear a cardigan on top, which kind of spoils the look of it. So I will definitely turn it into a jumper, but I will get one more hour out of it in a couple of weeks for a Valentine's meal, and that was it. So that was a update on the last fabric. Now I'm really excited to show you this one, I have to say. Now the idea was that not only am I going to use these fabrics, I'm going to make sure I use new patterns to me. So ones I've got in my stash, I've got Lutterlo patterns, I've got Burda patterns, you know, the Burda magazine patterns. I feel like I'm on Give Us a Clue there, film, book. So yeah, so I've got lots I want to use that I haven't, and I don't want to use patterns that I've used before. This one I really didn't know what to do. Ideally, hoodie would have been nice, but the trouble with the hoodie is I would have to line it because of the white. And I made a hoodie like this once before where you saw the white like that. I hated it. So if I line it, then it makes it too heavy, and normally I find it ends up kind of choking me. And I never put the hood up anyway. So yeah, so if fabric has a very different backing, I don't tend to use it as a hoodie. So what was I going to make? I had a couple of options, and then I remembered somebody gave me a PDF pattern. Yes, would you believe it? I actually did a PDF pattern. Now, not that there's anything wrong with them, it's just I'm incredibly lazy. I really don't like all that printing and sticking. I would much rather buy a printed pattern. So gosh, a couple of months ago now, I went to a sewing social that Adam Sews set up, and I met the wonderful Claire from Stitch Hem Sew. Now, it was lovely to meet her in person. It was fantastic. Oh, well, we'll put a link to her channel below. Now, I think she doesn't live very far from me, but yeah, so we met for the first time. Now, one of the things she was sewing was the Hud Hoodie from Made It Patterns, and I was fascinated with that bottom hem, and I was there thinking, right, okay, I can do this, I can work it out. And I was looking at it for a long time. I was thinking, okay, that needs a band there and a band there. Yeah, I'm sure I can work it out. And she said, Carole, I'll just send you the PDF. And I went, no, don't do that. No, that's fine. No, I couldn't ask you to do that. Anyway, she said, don't be silly. and she sent it to me. So that has been weighing on my mind, that she was so kind as to send that to me. So that is the one I chose to do. So I've done the Hug Hoodie by Made It Patterns. I'll try and find a stock photo to put in. Now, I don't know much about indie pattern companies really, but I did try and look it up, and apparently then that pattern company's not in business anymore, or not trading under that name, so you can't actually get it. But I know a lot of you have made it and had great success. My lovely friend Izzy from Dizzy Quilts and Sews has made a few, and I think maybe she did a collab with Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room making them. Anyway, it's very popular, and I can see why. I'm really thrilled with it. I will put it on in a minute, I promise you. Oh, just a quickie, I'm wearing a toaster sweater from Sew House 7. Made it a few weeks ago in this really super soft sweatshirt. So that's what I'm wearing. The only thing I would say about this pattern, I will just tell you, because I don't like doing PDFs, it's almost like I get in a bad frame of mind when I'm printing it. First of all, printed out, I did remember to click the actual size button, which is something I always forget. I managed to get hold of some 60 GSM paper, so 60, is it grams per square metre? I don't know what that is in pounds, I'm sorry, but I would say our normal is kind of 80-90 letter weight, and this is slightly lighter. And the reason is because I tend to get paper cuts when I'm getting PDF. I don't know how you lot do it, but when you're cutting, and I just seem to get paper cuts. So this 60 GSM paper was just, oh, I've got a piece here I can show you. Just if you can hear that, I know you can't feel it, but you can hear it. It is slightly lighter. Just feels a bit sort of softer and more pliable. And that was amazing actually. I got it from Amazon, and yeah, so much lighter. So printed, it got jammed, of course. So I had to undo, I don't know why it got jammed, but it just did. So that was great. And then I did send this picture to Adam actually. I said, nobody ever talks about this. So you've stuck it all together. Great, I've got a sellotape roll, that's no problem. And then you cut all the pieces out. And nobody ever talks about the aftermath of that, do they? Because I took a photo, bits of paper absolutely everywhere. Now, I hate wasting paper. I'm one of these very sad people that will make it into a little notepad or something. So I cut out as much as I could and made it into a notepad. But yeah, the debris. Going back to the pattern, the only problem I found is because this is directional. I think a lot of people tend to do a ribbing along the bottom, but I didn't. I did use this fabric. And the way this pattern piece is, if I'd have put it along the grain line with the words facing up, it would have made this be upside down. So I had to then recut it that way, so it would be upside down, and then it worked out completely right. So yeah, that's just a warning. My phone. So yeah, I was that's the only problem I came across. Other than that, everything fitted. It was super. So now I'm going to put it on for you. Ta-da! I absolutely love this so much. I didn't do the hood. I did it just with a neckband, cuff sleeves, but with this lovely fold over piece here. I found that so interesting and intriguing to do. I am so happy with this. It's a lovely size. I wasn't sure what to do. I did a 10, a UK 10, and that worked out just fine for me. I think it's just the right size. It's not too big or anything. I did have to shorten the sleeves by 1 inch. Probably could have gone just a teeny bit more, but yeah, there's something cozy about having long sleeves anyway. But I just love it. I am so happy, and I'm so proud of myself for doing a PDF and not moaning too much. The only thing I would say, now I don't think it's me, I was very surprised that these bands along the bottom fitted the pattern exactly, so you didn't have to stretch them at all. What would it be like? I don't know, if they were if you had to slightly stretch them, it would stop it kind of floating out like it does there. I did go scroll through lots of Instagram pictures of this, and everybody seemed to do the same, kind of hang. But whether maybe next time I would make the bands slightly smaller than the top, just so that would bring it in a little bit, make it look a bit more fitted instead of kind of sticking out. But that's me just being picky. I don't know what anybody else has done. So yeah, I am so pleased. Thank you so much, Claire, for giving me this pattern. All I've got left to do now is spin the wheel for the third time. I've kept it as it is, so if it does land on one of these that I've used before, I shall just spin again. But yeah, let's spin the wheel. So here we go with spin number 3. Okay, it's this fabric that looks kind of grey, but it isn't actually grey. It's funny how they're all going in order this time round. So yeah, it's going to be that one. Okay, I'm back. So it landed, as you can see, on this, which I was obviously running out of colour on my printer when I did this. It is this kind of icy green colour. It is slightly green, might look grey on camera. Now this is a fabric I got out of a subscription box. I'd had a very similar fabric before, and the funny thing is, this is me being a witch again. It was the jumper I was wearing at the start of the video, was more or less the same colour as this. So yeah, it's crazy, honestly. I'm such a witch sometimes. Anyway, I have a lot of this and it is very heavy. So in a way, I am glad this one will now be used up, because it's quite thick and heavy. I don't want to be making it sort of later into March or anything. So it'd do it good to be made up. So yeah, it's super soft, just like the one I was wearing earlier. And stretchy. It's got a fair bit of stretch in it. For a sweatshirt, it's not bad at all. So yeah, I think I probably got at least 2 meters of it. So I'm going to have to think of what to make. This was one that I said I might ask my daughter if she wanted something, but I may just keep it for myself. So I certainly won't be making a dress from it, but I will more likely make kind of a hoodie or something. When we talked about the hoodie earlier, luckily this side, the rear side, is undersize is more or less the same colour. So that does mean it's a bit more flexible about what I can use. So I hope you'll join me again on my Fabric Wheel of Fate. I am loving this series. I hope you are too. I'm having so much fun, and I love the fact that the wheel decides for me rather than me doing it. And I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks when I got the results from this one. Happy sewing, and thanks for joining me. Bye bye for now.